hate to tell you, but that means you're a deconstructor. Evangelical Christians, my friends, let's talk. This is probably going to make you a little mad, but it needs to be said, and more importantly, it needs to be heard. When it comes to deconstruction and people who have or are deconstructing, evangelical Christians tend to vilify them as people who just want to sin more, or as people who are progressive, or as people who are fill in the blank something else that's wrong with them, and they're running away from Jesus. And while that's not every evangelical Christian, that is the response that I hear most by far. Here's the problem though. Most deconstructors that I have talked to, and most deconstructors that the data points to, actually are still Christians and still have faith. Their faith is just changing, growing, and some would say getting stronger through the process. But if we're honest, there's two reasons why evangelical Christians should never respond negatively to deconstructors the way we tend to do. All right, number one, and get ready because this may really bother you, but if you are an evangelical Christian, then you are a product of the Reformation, and I hate to tell you, but that means you're a deconstructor. You're a product of deconstructionism. There would be no Protestant here today if it wasn't for the deconstruction and reconstruction work of people like Martin Luther and John Calvin and many, many others. But this started with deconstructions and reformations of the Roman Catholic faith. There were things that were pulled out and didn't go back into the faith, resulting in what you would probably call as an evangelical Christian, a stronger and more accurate faith. So when evangelicals vilify deconstructors, it's really tone deaf since we are a product ourselves of a form of deconstruction. But here's the other problem, and it's the one that really burns my grits. The majority of evangelicals that I hear talking negatively about deconstructors haven't talked to any real deconstructors. They'll talk negatively about deconstruction and all deconstructors as if they're this or they're that. And when I ask, how many people have you talked to who are currently deconstructing? The answer is usually none. And if we haven't talked to someone who is deconstructing or who has deconstructed, then why in the world would we think we have an informed or educated opinion on deconstruction? Because here's the difference. I have talked to a lot of people who are deconstructing or who have deconstructed. And guys, the conversations with them, I have learned so much. It doesn't go the way that I ever think that it's going to go. And some of these people are some of the most faith-filled and inspiring Jesus followers that I have met. Because deconstruction doesn't always mean leaving the faith. And as a matter of fact, more often than not, it doesn't mean leaving the faith. So do me a favor, if you can, before you talk about and vilify deconstruction and deconstructors the next time, try having a conversation with 10 people who have deconstructed. Try having a conversation, knee to knee, eye to eye, with other people made in the image of God who are actually walking through this journey. And then after you've talked with them, not talked at them, but talked with them, listen deeply, intently to their heart and what's going on, then you'll have enough information to form a little bit more of an opinion about what you're talking about. But even then, know that if you talk to 10 deconstructors, you haven't talked to all deconstructors. But also remember, before you say something negative about deconstructors the next time, you are a product of a reformation that was a product of a form of deconstruction. I'm just going to challenge you because I firmly believe this. If we as the church would get better at hearing people's hearts and walking with them through tough questions instead of vilifying them for asking the questions, then we would have a lot less people leaving our churches today. Anyway, hopefully that was good. Hopefully that encouraged you, that blessed you, that challenged you. But either way, it needs to be said. And even if you disagree with me, even if this post made you mad, let's go be the hands and feet of Jesus today. Let's go show the fruit of the Spirit today. And let's be the reason why someone looks toward Jesus and not away from Jesus.